Hello everyone and welcome to our video series on Learn German Grammar. A lot of German learners ask when to use mir and when to use mich. So in this video, you will be learning how and when to use the correct pronoun. We'll be doing a few examples and in the end, there will be a short exercise. So let's begin. Mir, oder, mich. Mir and mich both are personal pronouns, but mir is a dative personal pronoun and mich is an accusative personal pronoun. Let's look at a few examples. Tom besucht mich. In this sentence, Tom is the nominative subject and mich is the direct object or the accusative object. As you might already know, the first person singular for nominative is ich. When this ich is placed as an accusative object, it changes to mich. If you think you need to revise the accusative case, you can watch our video on the same. The link is given below in the description. Let's look at the next sentence. Tom bringt mir eine Blume. Here, Tom is the nominative subject. And as you can see, there are two objects in the sentence, mir and eine Blume. Now since Tom is bringing the flower becomes the direct object. Eine Blume is direktes Objekt. And this object is the accusative object. And since he's getting the flower for me or mir becomes the indirect object. Mir is indirektes Objekt and this object will be the dative object. As you already know, the first person pronoun in singular in nominative is ich. When this ich is used as a dative object, it changes to mir. If you think you need some revision on dative, you can watch our video on the same. The link is given below. So if you're clear about your accusative and dative object in a sentence, you would know when to use mich and when to use mir. Still, we will look at a few more examples. Let's analyze the two sentences we just did. The two questions you should always ask yourself before using the two pronouns are wen oder wem. That is whom or for whom or to whom. Let's look at how to use them. For the first sentence with mich, you would say, wen besucht Tom? Tom besucht mich. In the second case, you would ask, wem bringt Tom eine Blume? Tom bringt mir eine Blume. Whenever your question is answered with wen, the answer should be in accusative. Since Tom is visiting me oder mich is the direct object. Whom is he visiting? Hence, you will use mich. And whenever your question is answered with wem, that means there is an indirect object involved. For whom does Tom bring a flower? You would use the dative personal pronoun, that is mir. So mich is basically used when the direct object is me. Tom is visiting me. Tom besucht mich. And mir is used when something is being done for me. Tom bringt mir eine Blume. So in this case, mich will be the direct object and mir will be the indirect object. So these are two common uses of the accusative and the dative pronomen. There are a few special cases also, like in the case of reflexive Verben. Reflexive verbs are verbs that need an extra pronoun which could either be in Akkusativ or in Dativ. Let's look at an example to understand this. The verb is sich waschen. Ich wasche mich. You can ask, wen wasche ich? Ich wasche mich. Since this is a direct object, you would use mich. Ich wasche mir die Hände. Here you have two objects. You can ask, wem wasche ich die Hände? Ich wasche mir die Hände. Since it is an indirect object, you would use mir. Let's look at some other cases. Verben mit Dativobjekt or Dativverben. If you want to revise some Dativverben, you can watch our video on the same. The link is given below in the description. These are verbs that take a direct object but in Dativ. Das Buch gehört mir. In this case, we are using mir because gehören is a dative verb. Similarly, we have Verben mit Akkusativobjekt, verbs that only take objects in the accusative case. For example, liebt mich. In this case, mich is the direct object. The usage of mir oder mich could also depend on the prepositions before them. Präpositionen. Let's look at a few examples. Tanzt mit mir. Since mit is a dative preposition, you can only use mir as the pronoun. If you want to revise dative prepositionen, you can watch our video on the same. The link is given below in the description. Now let's look at an example with a preposition in Akkusativ. Ist das Geschenk für mich? In this case, the preposition für takes Akkusativobjekt. Hence, you would use mich as the pronoun. You can revise other accusative prepositions by watching our video on the same. The link can be found below in the description. Great! Now let's do a small exercise to know how much we've understood. Übung. All you have to do is fill in the blanks with mir oder mich. Do remember that you have to watch out for a few things. I would first look at the verb. Is it a dative verb or an accusative verb? Then I would look out for prepositions. Is the preposition accusative or dative? Lastly, I would ask myself, is this a direct object or is it an indirect object? Let's do the first one together. Hilfst du? The moment you look at this, you should know that the verb helfen is a dative verb. Hence, your answer should be Hilfst du mir? I'm sure you already got that correct. Let's try the next one together. In this case, I would first look at the verb. Anrufen. This is not a dative verb. And du is the subject. And here could be only one object, so I would ask, wen hast du heute angerufen? Hast du mich heute angerufen? If you got that correct, well done. Now try to do the next one yourself. Your answer should be Kannst du mir mal die Zeitung geben, bitte? Du is the subject and there are two objects in the sentence. Die Zeitung is the direct object, so we need an indirect object, that is mir. Here's the next one. And your answer should be, kannst du mich verstehen? There's only one object, and this object is a direct object, hence mich. If you got this one also correct, you are on the right track. Here's the next one. And your answer should be, geht auf keine Party ohne mich. I'm sure you already noticed that the preposition ohne takes an accusative object. Sehr gut. And here's the last one. Since antworten is a dative verb, your answer should be, du hast mir noch nicht geantwortet. Well done! If you still have some doubts, I would advise you to watch the videos on accusative and dative pronomen in detail. You can find the links below. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Danke! Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to receive notifications whenever a new video is uploaded. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave them in the comment section below. Tschüss, auf Wiedersehen!